And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we hear about the life of Edith Bruce, a medical missionary to India.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. 185 years ago, on October 14, 1835, George Drew was born on England's south coast near the great port of Southampton. George became a sailor, working on ships that sailed far and wide. Sometime in the 1870s, while his ship was at anchor in San Francisco Bay, he heard John Loughborough preach on the third angel's message, and George became one of the earliest British converts to Seventh-day Adventism. In 1882, he returned to his homeland as an Adventist missionary. George was a pioneer of what was called ship mission work, going from ship to ship in port cities such as Hull and Liverpool, sharing Adventist literature with the sailors. When he died in October 1905, General Conference Secretary William Spicer wrote that George had been a worker with literature to the very last. 100 years ago, on October 12, 1920, Edith, a missionary from Michigan in the United States, died in India, where she had served for 12 years. She was 53 years old and died of complications after surgery. You see Edith here in a photograph published with her obituary. Moved by a desire to serve, at age 34 she had taken the nurse's course at Battle Creek Sanitarium. Edith then worked in treatment rooms in Michigan and then as head nurse at the sanitarium in the city center of Washington, D.C., before she accepted in 1908 a call to mission service in India, where she became a much-loved nurse before herself succumbing to ill health. Her obituary paid a moving tribute. We laid her to rest on the quiet slope of the lower ranges of the mighty Himalayas until those ancient mountains shall catch the gleam of the bright morning when Jesus shall come to redeem from the grave the saints whose death is so precious in his sight and whose last resting place he marks so tenderly. That was This Week in Adventist History.